Happy 4th of July, everyone. So I wanted to give you guys an update. Sorry I've been slacking on these. We had Matt's dad was in town for a visit, so I kind of didn't film that whole week. And then life just got away from me. Like I said in the diaper bag video, my school is opening up an infant toddler room. So normally I'm in preschool, but then this summer I'm in elementary because we're moving everybody around. So I've got 11 elementary kids that are my responsibility. So I'm having to do lesson plans. We're doing, every week we go Monday and Friday to the swimming pool for 5 hours. Tuesdays we go, what do we do on Tuesdays? Tuesday's an electronic day. They can bring their electronics. And we go to the park. We walk to the park that's across the street. Wednesdays we go on a field trip. Thursdays we go to the library. So literally we're doing something every day and I'm exhausted. It is keeping me super busy and super active, so that's great, but yeah, I'm super tired. So I haven't got any filming done. But this is gonna be, what is this, week 21 to 22? 22 to 24. I think I missed a few weeks in there. I'm really sorry. But anyways, so updates. I went and had my level 2 ultrasound and they cleared everything. The, what was it? What'd you call it? The cyst that was on her brain whenever I had my first ultrasound they said that it wasn't a concern. It's just a marker and they have to tell me and all these things. But they said if it checks out clearly in the next ultrasound, I won't have to do it and won't have to worry about it. So anyway, so the cyst in her brain completely cleared up, no issues. They said that that's really normal for that age to have the fluid develop in their brains because it's still growing. They checked out her heart specifically because, I had an echo done. And her heart, my dad died of long QT syndrome. And your heart goes like this, okay? And his went down and didn't have enough strength to come back up. He was 34 years old and he dropped dead, just like that. So they wanted to check her heart and make sure that her heart was developing properly and make sure she wasn't showing any signs or anything that would be concerning. Also, the diabetes that I have causes infants when they're developing, or fetuses while they're developing, to have an enlarged wall around their heart. But hers is perfect, no issues, nothing that they think I should continue to do the level 2 ultrasounds or that I need another echo. So they cleared me of those. So that's one last specialty doctor I have to see. They said they still want to do a monthly growth scan just to make sure that she's growing at the rate that she should be growing at. And so far everything's been perfect. She weighed about 1.4 pounds whenever I did the ultrasound at week 21. So she's growing perfectly on track. They're not concerned about her weight being under or over. They said that she's right on the cusp of where she should be. So my next ultrasound is the second to last week of July. So I'll be sure and update you guys with that one. I don't know if we can, I'll show you guys her really quick. My belly button has completely popped out now. She's getting bigger. You can now see her move on the outside, which is super cool and creepy at the same time. Matt thinks it's hilarious to watch. He's not a huge fan of feeling it. He will if I grab his hand, and put it there. But he's still a little freaked out by it. We also did the stethoscope. I have a medical stethoscope and you can hear her heartbeat and she kicks it. It's kind of funny, so you can hear the thump of her kicking it. Speaking of kicking it, when we did the level 2 ultrasound, the technician said that she'd never seen a baby be so precise with her kicking. She said that she would, she had to chase her around all over. It took us like 3.5 hours to get this ultrasound done and the echo combined, because she just would not cooperate. She wanted no part of it. She was hiding like up in my ribs transverse, so they kept having to shake her and like try and move her around and have me lay on my side and have me flip to my other side. Yeah, it was quite the ordeal. But she was actually like kicking the camera, like specifically. So she's like, get that thing away from me. It was hilarious. Also, we missed the picture and she tried so hard to get it, but there's the sweetest little thing. I'm watching her on the camera and she's got her hands and her feet wrapped around her umbilical cord. So that was pretty precious to see. My doctors say that everything's going well. I did see, so I'm making rounds because any of the doctors in my clinic could deliver her. And I think there's 7 doctors and I've seen 4 of the 7. And this last one that I saw, not a huge fan. He pretty much told me that if it were left up to him, he would do a C-section. He said he prefers to do C-section on diabetic moms, that he finds that it runs more smoothly. And I was very turned off by that. So I'm hoping that there's a way that I can try and avoid having him. All the other doctors that I've seen have been completely comfortable with me having, sorry, I'm watching my dog try and chase a squirrel out the window. Have been completely comfortable with me trying to, 1, naturally induce at week 37, pending her, out 36 weeks, I'll have another level 2 ultrasound. They'll check her size, they'll check her lung development, and make sure that she's suitable for delivery. And if all of that clears at week 37, I am going to start trying to naturally induce. Everybody else has been totally cool with it. They're not concerned about it. They said as long as she's healthy, I'm comfortable with it. He, however, was, I don't want to say he was condescending, but he was not very supportive. He was like, well, we're gonna perform an induction on the 4th, so why wouldn't you just wait until the 4th? Because I don't want the drugs. I don't want Pitocin. It makes labor harder and longer. I don't want it. It's a start of interventions. I don't want it. So if I can do anything to avoid getting that Pitocin, I'm gonna do it. Even if I'm just slightly, starting to go into labor, that's better than my cervix being completely closed and hardened. I feel like it's better if I try and start myself. I am going to be receiving some packages here in the next few days with some stuff to help with that induction process. So I will record all of that stuff when I get it. But yeah, so he was not very supportive, and he kept telling me things like, well, honey, don't be scared. Don't be scared of an epidural. I'm like, I'm not scared of an epidural. If I'm in that much pain, I will say, hey, give it to me. He's like, well, my cat, sorry. He's like, well, I just really feel that, it's better if you're prepped for surgery, if you already have an epidural in place. I'm like, that's just like you telling me you're planning on doing a C-section on me because you want me prepped. And he says, well, if I don't have you prepped, then you have to be put to sleep if I have to do an emergency C-section. And I don't know, to me it just really felt like he was diagnosing me at 24 weeks with an emergency C-section, which seemed absolutely bananas to me. He also kept saying things like clinical knowledge. And I'm like, I'm well aware. I know what you're talking about. I hear you. But I just don't agree. Our perceptions of what natural are completely different. And he kept saying, oh, my wife had an epidural and my daughter had a C-section and this, and that's fine if that works for you and your family and that's what they wanted, more power to them. I don't want that. So there's nothing wrong with an epidural. There's nothing wrong with a C-section. There's a chance I could have both. I just want the opportunity to try. And I felt like he was not giving me the opportunity to try. So I am going to see a different doctor, I think next week, actually. I think my appointment's next week. So we'll see how that one goes. So far, I've had a wonderful experience with this clinic. I mean, they've been above and beyond what I expected. So one doctor that I'm not so fond of, I can deal with it. Let's see what else happened. That's pretty much it as far as updates. I have been getting some heartburn. My back hurts pretty bad. Braxton Hicks, I'm out of breath all the time. I have noticed I'm so thirsty. Oh my gosh, I drink like tons of water all day long. Like 3 water bottles in the middle of the night. It's pretty insane. And I know that contributes to me having to pee, but I wake up and it's like the damn Sahara Desert. I'm not even kidding. It's pretty insane. I'm like, I need water. So that's been intense. Braxton Hicks, they're not painful. It's just like uncomfortable And I notice it more when we're out in the heat. When I'm out at the pool or we're on a field trip, I find myself having to, you know, readjust and kind of move and bend over and kind of relax for a minute. We took Matt's dad down to Reciept Springs in Arkansas, and there was these flights of stairs, and oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna die. I couldn't breathe. And I mean, I'm not like a runner by any means, but I was fairly physically fit. I'd lost a bunch of weight. I was doing exercises. I did the 21-day fix workouts and got to the point where I could get through the whole video without having to, you know, like stop. So I felt pretty confident in my abilities, and oh man, pregnancy just takes it right out of you. Speaking of taking it right out of you, the pregnancy brain is a real thing. I can't remember anything at all, like ever. So that's been fun to adjust to. And I'm very type A, very organized, very meticulous. So the kids that are in my class are totally making fun of me. They're like, Miss Meagan, you forgot it again? You lost your keys again? And I'm like, yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Kids also are super excited. They're always, can I feel your baby? Can I touch her? Is she awake? Can I see her kick? Like, can I touch her? All day long. It's pretty sweet. I have another student who's 4 who has been telling everybody she's having a baby sister. So her mama has been approached and asked why she's having a baby sister. And she said, no, not me. Her teacher's having a baby. So that's been pretty funny. Outside of that, I think everything else has been pretty mellow. I feel great. I'm still a little tired, like I said, heartburn. But other than that, everything's going well. So I'll give you guys an update soon. Rate, comment, subscribe below. Bye, guys.